Today you're going to learn how to manifest money with water. Yes, water. That's all you need. A simple bottle of water, a glass of water. It doesn't matter if it's purified, distilled from the tap or from the rain. If you wanted to collect it through rain, that's fine as well. But ideally it'll be drinking water. So get your water, or at least, get the notes flowing or write it down on a mental note. If you found this video, it's for a reason. It's because you're trying to attract more money into your life, more abundance. And one of my favorite practices as an energy worker, manifestation guru, spiritual being is the connection we have with water, right? And water, using water as a form of alignment or divine attraction, right? To the flow of money, right? So water is one of my favorite tools to manifest abundance. Obviously, as you can see, I like to live in a way that is abundant and is kind of correlative to what I believe I deserve in my life, right? I believe that us as humans, we deserve abundance, we deserve prosperity. I'm completely self-made, just me. I don't come from, a millionaire family. I built everything through hard work ethic, divine, connection to source, alignment, and manifestation. I believe that if your mind matches your actions and you're in that flow state of divine receiving, then you can manifest as much money as you need. But in this series, I'm going to basically teach you a couple hacks, right? Of what kind of elements and tools God gave us, universe gave us in this earth that we could use to manifest more financial abundance. And today is going to be water. So save this video, subscribe to my channel so you could learn. It's going to be the intro beginner to manifesting money with water. It's not going to be such advanced principles because obviously I have to put more videos on YouTube, but for the first one, I'm going to be teaching you the basic principles of how to manifest more money with water. So let's begin. The first thing that you need to know about water is that water is a receptive beacon. Essentially, it absorbs all vibrations that are essentially spoken into it or vibrated nearby it. It absorbs those frequencies. Have you seen that there's been studies of water essentially changing its vibrational composition or its molecules just by the way that people speak into it or the vibrations that are close to it? It'll actually change its molecular configuration, right? We're also 70% water. Humans, our bodies are made up of water. So you can imagine, right, when you're interacting or putting something so often into your body that it must have some big, purpose or some big, influence on the way that your body attracts, the way that your body, gets what it wants, right? Or it's basically nutrition. It's necessary for the body. The first thing that I do with water, and it's very essential, is speak into my water. So rule number one for today's lesson is speak into your water. Super simple. You grab your water, and I often do it very simply in a glass of water. This is the first simplest hack, right? So you pour some water in. I always speak into my water. I do not care who's watching, who's listening. After a certain amount of time in the beginning, you have to kind of speak into it physically. So I'll be like, I'm abundant. Everything's working out in my favor. I always get everything I want. So you kind of fill it with energies, of vibrations of what you're trying to attract. Money flows to me. Money is attracted to me. I get everything I need financially. I always have more than enough, and money flows into my direction, right? Remember, money is represented by water as well. Like you've heard of money banks, right? It's the banks of the streams, right? It's money streams, income streams, right? It's all correlated to money, right? So water is a direct correlation. So that's the first hack. Speak into your water. Thank you for the abundance. Thank you for, obviously on a vibrational frequency of healing, you could also speak healing words into it. Like, thank you for healing my body. My body is healed. My body is healthy. But we're talking about money right now. So I'm saying, money comes to me so easily. Money flows to me so easily. Thank you for the $10,000, the $5,000, the $100. So that's one of the main things. As you get stronger in your manifestation, you could just think it, right? Because imagine you're at a restaurant or you're around friends and they see you, murmuring or speaking into your water, right? So in the beginning, I would always do it, and it really depends on who's around me, right? Because if I'm around like friends that you can trust or family, right? I don't really care. I'll speak into my water and I'll be like, I'm rich, I'm abundant, money flows to me, right? If you're around a group of people that may be doubtful, even if friends or family are doubtful, I will still suggest making a mental vibration and just zapping it in there with your mind. So sometimes I'll just think it, and I'm like obviously thinking abundance, prosperity flows to me, right? So then you go ahead and you drink the water. Obviously, blessings come to me. Everything works out in my favor. Money is attracted to me. Drinking the water, and that's what the first vibrational step is. Now, this video is about manifesting with money with water, but Every single thing has water. Coffee has water, tea has water. So I do the same frequency or the same action for all types of liquids. So in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee, I stir abundance into it by speaking into it. Everything's working in my favor. Everything's flowing in my direction. So that's level one. Level one is super simple. Any water, you could speak into it. However, there's a little hack, because obviously you're subscribing to Henry Love's channel for hacks and doing things a little bit differently. You see how this water bottle right here has no wrapper around it? I discovered intuitively from my spirit guides a while back, years ago, that I really felt like big commercial producers of water, these little wrappers that they have around them. Do you see all these numbers? Random numbers from these factories that you don't even know what these numbers mean. Yes, they say they're codes for shopping or codes for identification of merchandise. How do you know that? How do we know that? The first thing that I do when I'm drinking bottled water is I immediately take off the little wrapper, and it's like saying, nope, your intention of whoever manufactured this water of going into my body is not allowed into my body. So I'm like, boop, I immediately take off all wrappers from any bottled products I use before I speak into it, because you don't know what they've already programmed into that water. You don't know what they've already spoken into that water. So taking off that tag and throwing it away is like my intention is, nope, I don't accept any outside intentions on my water. Same thing, you go again and you're like, abundance flows to me. Everything is aligned to me and everything is what I get, what I deserve financially. And just drink again. So perfect. So I gave you two little hacks. The first one, always speak into your water. The second one, when you have a water bottle, make sure you take off the tag, the little wrapper, and your intention is very clearly that you're not going to allow any outside vibrational frequencies that are not your own to kind of influence you and your water. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this video because I don't often tell many people this. I mean, I have my select group of clients that I work with one-on-one, but this is like my first YouTube channel, and my God, it feels so, like you could hear me a little bit like nervous to share these principles, but at the same time, I'm so excited. So let me just, woosah. I'm so happy that you're watching this video. If you found this, it's for a reason. I don't have anybody, if you're watching this and you see this opulence behind me, I manifested this. Like I do live a beautiful lifestyle, financially wealthy lifestyle, through years of, learning and growing and being in that vibrational flow state of alignment of knowing that I deserve this. I don't have family that I can call and be like, oh my God, can you give me $1,000 or can you help me on a bad day? I'm, alone in this world. By alone, I mean I have God, I have angels, I have universe, I have, spirit. But essentially when it comes to, getting outside help financially, I'm an independent person, right? So my goal with this video series is to help other people that might not have so much help, right? And even if you have help, obviously, hello, all the trust fund babies that want to watch these videos are obviously, I'm so happy that you're here as well because, hopefully I'll be able to teach you about financial independence and making money outside of what your family gives you or friends or husbands or whatever. But this is also for that independent person that might not be able to get so much money from, people that are not themselves. So this is for someone that wants to just manifest money into their experience by themselves, for themselves, and have that financial independence. Everything I've built has come from myself. So I'm sharing the practices and the belief that you can make your own money. You can attract money for yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody, and you don't need to be saved. The only person that needs to save you is you. And by saving, you don't need to be saved. You just need to align to the fact that you deserve more, expect more, and know that you can receive more. So the first hack, once again, number one was just speak into your water, say beautiful things. If you're around people, try to say it through your mind, right? Just look at the water and intend, when I drink this, only blessings come to me. Because sometimes when you speak into the water around people, they might negate it or send you bad vibes. Another thing that I do or I practice is that I don't drink water around people that are too negative, right? So if you're having a conversation around a lot of people that are negative, it doesn't matter if it's alcohol in your hands, it doesn't matter if it's coffee, any kind of liquid form of thing, and you're around people that are very gossipy, dark, or talking about negative, vibrational things, immediately always speak into your water. When they're not looking, you could be like, blessings come to me. When they go into the bathroom, everything's aligning for me. Or even when they're there, you just mentally say, in your mind, everything is only abundant, blessed, circumstances in my favor. Why? Because water absorbs all vibrations. That means that if you're watching a scary movie and your glass of water is next to the speaker system, it's gonna absorb all those vibrations of those negative feelings of the scary movie. Same thing if you are, having a little affair with some girlfriends or guy friends and you're drinking and someone's being negative and, all the alcohol is close to them, where they're serving themselves and they're speaking dark vibrational frequencies into the water or whatever at a little party or an affair. try always to speak over that water so you can reprogram it to only be your vibrational kind of, input, right? Inputs, outputs. Now, so number 1 and number 2, super simple. Speak into your water. Take off the labels from anybody or any suppliers that sell you water, any water bottles, any Gatorade bottles, whatever it is, right? The next hack is super simple. Just post-it notes. You can write it out. Write it out. So sometimes, another hack that I realized really worked was just writing my manifestations on a piece of paper. So let's say, and be specific, right? So you can write wealth, you can write I'm rich, or in the first person under the post-it note. But I always found that just being specific really helps even more. You could do both, right? It depends on what you believe. I do both. So sometimes when I don't want to really force it, I just do general, which is I am wealthy on a piece of paper. When I need a specific number, I'll just write $750. You can't really see that because that's backwards. And the goal is to put the water cup on top of the post-it note in a central place in your house where you're gonna see it. Try to have glass, because you could see through the glass, but it's the subconscious reprogramming of every single time that I pick up this water glass to drink. You could even do a water bottle on top of the post-it note with your message that you're drinking that vibration. But it's a dual type of manifestation because you're looking at the word that's printed on the piece of paper as you're drinking, but also the vibrational frequency of pen to paper, pencil to paper, writing it on the piece of paper makes it stronger. When you place it under the cup, right? This is under a cup, it's touching. So it's also absorbing, the cup is absorbing all the vibrational frequencies of this post-it note. So it's double powered, right? I would suggest that if you're an intro manifestor, be general. That means you can write on the piece of paper, I am abundant, I am wealthy, money flows to me, general things. If you're a more higher, like maybe you're more advanced in your manifestation journey, and I'll teach you later on how to be more specific, then be specific and write $10,000, $5,000. But you know what you could do? I would add, if you're not really used to manifesting, I would write like $1,000 or more. So you can make a big statement, you write 1,000 or more on your post-it note, right? And you could put it, I usually put it in the kitchen so that whenever I grab my water bottle, I just drink and I put it down, and always put it down on that same post-it note. Ideally, let me just tell you that I leave them all around my house. So sometimes I'll have like a little water bottle in the kitchen with a specific message under it, and I'll have another one, by my nightstand, by my bed, and things like this. So I think that's essentially it for today. Actually, no, there's one more, but the thing I don't really have I do have the tools. Okay, so we're just gonna show you a little quick lesson on how to sweeten it up, right? So let's say you have a post-it note. All you have to do with this one is we're going to combine water and sugar and sweeten up your name in a glass of water. That's another way to vibrationally align to wealth. Super simple hack, right? So I wanted to teach you a couple simple things that could make a sudden shift in your vibrational frequency. Not such advanced things, but super simple that you can do with everyday resources. So in this case, I'm going to write my full name on a piece of paper and my birthday. So full name, birthday, write it on a piece of paper. Full name and birthday. And below that, you could put money loves me. You could put a little statement. You could put some money signs on the piece of paper, right? Write whatever you want on the paper. And you're going to fold it 3 times towards you. 1, 2, 3. So I'm folding it towards me because I'm aligning to that energy of money coming to me, right? So you fold the paper towards you 3 times. And then literally in a glass of water, put it in a glass of water. So now you're flowing in the glass of water. And then I have a little bit here. You can do a little bit of sugar. So sugar is a great way to manifest. You grab your sugar and you put it into the glass of water. It's just sugar. And essentially what you're going to be saying, is that the sugar sweetens my name. Money is attracted to me. Sweet as sugar. I am sweet as sugar. Money is attracted to me. Use a spoon. I didn't bring a spoon right now when I was recording this, but you can imagine. So look, just like my little marker, everything flows in my direction. I'm as sweet as sugar. My money's as sweet as sugar. And I get everything I want, right? So it's a super beautiful way to kind of sweeten up your name. You could put it, by even under your bed while you're sleeping for the next 3 nights is a good way. But if you're afraid of like I don't know, ants, you can put it somewhere. You could put it you could do it in 24 hours. You could put it on your countertop in your kitchen. You could do it in a water bottle. You could do it in a water bottle and you put the top over it and you could shake it, and it's kind of like you're shaking the abundance into you with the sugar. The purpose is to sweeten your name. So you're adding water over your name, which represents flow, over the name and the birthday, which is very specific to you. You know what else you can do? Some people, they'll add a coin. So I'll add a coin in here, like a single coin, a quarter, or from any denomination of your country, to add the vibration of money as well. So add a coin in here, boom, boom, boom. I don't have one right now. I should have brought it before the video, but I was just trying to show you some, basic hacks, and my videos are going to get so much better and so much more exciting for you. But I hope you enjoyed this first video. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to get more organized and more clear for all of you so that I can teach you even more amazing manifestation hacks. But this was my first How to Manifest a Money with Water or Using Water series. I hope you enjoyed it. One more time, I'll recap what I taught you today. Speak into your water in any form of water. When you're around negative people, try to reprogram your water by speaking over it one more time by yourself. So for example, if you're at a party and everybody's just talking negative, gossipy vibrations, right? Go to the side when nobody's looking and just be like, everything aligns to me, everything flows to me, everything's working in my favor. Another thing that I would suggest, another little hack that not many people know, remove all wrappers from your water, from water bottles, from drinks. Those numbers on the wrapper, yes, you can tell me, Henry, conspiracy theories. Those are just the numbers that people need to use to buy it, or the barcode and a bunch of random numbers in the nutritional facts panel. You don't know that. I don't know that. Who cares? I'd rather just take it off and say, no intentions from these water manufacturers will affect me or my cellular, molecular, energetic space, right? So I just remove it and I'm like, I'll reprogram it, right? And sometimes I'm so obsessive that when it's like, if there's any extra numbers on the water bottle, like let's say they're written in ink, I'll scratch it off with my nail. Whatever I gotta do to just get away from those vibrational frequencies as corporations are putting into your water. The main, let's say manufacturers and owners of the waters are big companies like Nestle, Coca-Cola, and things like this. They only care about your finances and your money and you treating you as some kind of, consumer that's dispensable. So reprogram your own water. That's another one. So take off that wrapper. Next thing would be to simple post-it note. Write what you want on the post-it note, the specific number amount, but if you're an advanced manifester, because sometimes, I'll give you an example. Sometimes people can be a little overwhelmed. Like if you're not used to making $3,000, right? And you put $3,000 on a little post-it note, it might feel overwhelming for you, right? Because you might actually create more doubt in it. So that's why I would suggest, if you're not like expert level manifestor just yet, and you'll learn that by subscribing to Henry Love's channel, I suggest just putting 3,000 or more. Write the number or more so your spirit's like, ooh, I can get even more than 3,000. I'm not limited to that. And lucky, a beautiful moment of making even more money can come out of nowhere. So you should write or more, or just be general and be like, on the little note, just put, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am, I live in surplus, I have more than enough, so they're more soft, vibrational, or you could also mix it up, right? Because who is telling you can only have one post-it note? I have several water bottles and cups around my house with several different post-it notes. So on one of them, be super specific. I manifested $5,000 or more, and you drink, and every single time you see that 5,000 number, your subconscious will, internalize it, and you'll manifest it so much more easily. Or be super general and have some that are like, I am always healthy, or I am financially, independent, or money flows to me so easily. And yes, and finally sweeten up your name by putting a glass of water and some sugar. You write your name and your birth date on the piece of paper. You just fold it to yourself 3 times. You put it inside of the cup, and you could add an extra little saying when you're, a little spoon, and you put the sugar, and you're like, I'm as sweet as sugar. Money flows to me sweet like sugar. My money's sweet to me. And you could add a little coin, any kind of coin, any denomination, to also increase the vibrational frequency of money. And don't worry, at the end of it, you can toss out that little piece of paper. Usually it just disintegrates, right? Because it's water and paper. After a day, it disintegrates, and you just throw it down your sink or whatever, or you throw it in the garbage, no problem, right? So it's already, the idea or the vibrational frequency is already in there. But oh my God, I made it to 20 minutes. Oh my God. I am so excited, that you saw this manifestation video, and leave me a comment below to tell me that you tried it or you're going to try it, and when you plan to try it, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to do so many more of these, and I'm so excited that you saw this one. I'm going to pose a little bit right now so that I can make the thumbnail, because I have to make a thumbnail on this thing, and I'll just smile. Smile again. Just in case, because I have to do the thumbnail. But anyways, love you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a gorgeous rest of your day.